once again, everybody. It's your boy, Mr. David YT, and welcome to another episode of Real Talk with Mr. David. On today's topic, I will be discussing love versus lust, a classic topic that I've discussed about before in the past when my channel was younger. But yeah, this is one of my favorite subjects, especially about love. I like to talk about love. Now, love versus lust. Now, for one thing, love is not limited to romance. I just want to point that out. Okay, there are 4 types of love: romantic love, family love, friendship love, and agape love. Okay, agape love is basically love that you give to strangers, like say, when you give money to the homeless, the poor. Agape love is usually associated with believers. Like if you're a Christian and you have godly love, and you show that kind of love to those in need, or even show some love to your enemies, that would be part of agape love. But yeah, so moving on. Now, lust, on the other hand, is the opposite of love. Okay, lust is pretty much about greed and selfishness and desire. When you lust after someone, you look at them with desire. You desire their body and any sexual gratification they can give you or you could get from them. In short, your eyes is focused on their body and what they could do to your body instead of their personality. Okay, lust is a selfish and greedy thing to have in your life. And if you don't control it, if it gets out of control, it could cause you to go down a path that could either get you killed or thrown in jail. Okay, why do you think there's so many sex crimes out there? Rape, molestation, pedophilia, things like that are all associated with sex. And in order for someone to want to have sex in an illegal manner, they would have to lust after them first. Okay, so all those criminals who have committed illegal sexual crimes, the root of their crime or their criminal ways is, you guessed it, lust. Now, lust is limited because in order to fulfill those desires, first of all, you have to be able to touch them. Okay, you have to be within the same area as them. You have to be able to touch them, and you have to be able to feel them. If you can't feel them, you can't get the gratification. You got to be able to feel them and touch them. But of course, lust also starts in the eyes, what you see. The more attractive they look, the more you want them in a sexual manner. You don't see their personality because that's on the inside. You see their body. And if you see how attractive it is, you'll be interested in their body, not their personality. Now, that may not be the same for all relationships, because let's be honest. When we first meet someone, the first thing we see is their body, their appearance. But when you get to know them, then it slowly turns into love. Sadly, most people just hit it and quit it, though. They look at a person, they go into a lust-based relationship, and then when they feel that they are no longer interested, they quit. Okay, it's the same with food. We look at food, junk food usually, sugar, whatever, potato chips. You look at it, you want it, you eat it several times a week, and now you're tired of it, and then you want to move on to the next unhealthy food. Okay, why do you think so many people are obese or dealing with diabetes? Heck, I know this struggle myself in real life. I've done with this kind of struggle before. I've dealt with lust, and I've dealt with being addicted to sugar. Okay, but it's all the same when you narrow it down. It all starts in the eyes, what you see. If it looks good, then you fall for that deception that, it must be good. If it looks good, then you think it's going to feel good, or it's going to taste good, or it's going to be good. And most of the time it may be. Sometimes it may not be as good as you thought it would be. But sometimes it would be. But for a limited time. Lust is limited. Okay? For example, the appearance. That person's appearance is not going to stay the same forever. Okay? The older they get, the less attractive they may look. Okay, you may think she's hot now, but wait till she hits 70. Then let's see if you're still lusting after her. Heck, wait till she's 90. Know what I mean? Most people lust after young, youthful people. And sadly, this kind of lust has caused some people to go after kids or minors. Okay, which is wrong. Lust is the root of sexual crimes. You would not be running after someone for sex if you didn't have lust in your heart. That's why you gotta be careful with lust. In short, lust could either take you down a path that will get you killed or seriously harmed or just thrown in jail. Okay, the path of lust is destruction, and it's limited because in order to fulfill the desire, you have to be able to touch and feel the other person. And sometimes that may not always be the case. You may be in a situation where if you were to touch them, you would get in serious trouble. If it's at work, you'll get fired. If it's at school, you'll get suspended. And if it's on the streets, you'll get arrested. And sometimes you may not be able to touch the other person because they don't live in the same house with you. So you can't reach them. They're out of your reach. But love, on the other hand, is without limits. See, the difference between love and lust, the main difference, is that when you love someone, you focus on them, not you. Okay? And as long as you love the other person, it doesn't really matter what happens, pretty much. It doesn't matter if they're alive, dead, they live in another country, state, city, whatever the situation may be. As long as you love them, you will always have that feeling, that satisfying feeling of being in a love-based relationship with the other person. Okay, love is a wonderful thing. It will cause you to even sacrifice your own life for the other. You know, love is selfless. And so I encourage you guys to go after love because, you know, heck, if you really love someone, when you truly love someone, then you will feel satisfied just sitting next to them. Love has no limits. And so I want to encourage you guys to seek love. Don't fulfill lust. Don't follow down the path of lust, because the path of lust could ultimately destroy you. Okay, it will lead you down a dark path that will ruin you. So don't do it. Do not do it. On top of that, when it comes to lust, in order to be able to lust, I believe, goes back to your hormones. As we get older, our sex drive changes and probably eventually retires. No pun intended. But when your sex drive eventually retires, then you'll become less and less interested in sex, which will ultimately kill your lustful streak. So yeah, a little something to think about right there. And with that said, I am Mr. David YT. I hope this message inspired you. Like and subscribe for more, and I'll see y'all next time. Shalom and love strong.